Hello, dear friends. I return to battle with renewed strength, detached from the morning. Opinion piece. Light bubbles. New Cobra interview. Anchoring positive energy. We need to anchor that energy. It comes from the cosmic central sun. It will integrate spirit and matter. We'll begin to create bubbles in the sky. Let's start. Positive spiritual energy from the Buddha plane will begin to precipitate back into the mental, etheric, astral, and physical planes on the planet's surface when the black hole of the implants and the embedded grid on the planet's surface is removed, Cobra reveals in an interview. Since early 2023, there have been large solar flares. They were expected because we are heading towards a new solar maximum in 2025. This increased activity is a normal part of the solar cycle, but now it is taking on a great importance. The positive energy is coming from the galactic central sun and also from the cosmic central sun, and it will increase first gradually and then exponentially, and it will begin to create bubbles in the sky, which will first be imperceptible because they will be so small. They will be bubbles of pure energy with no anomalies, and at some point they will become perceptible. The central galactic sun is a 7th dimensional portal. The cosmic central sun is an 11th dimensional portal. It has a physical form, but this is not its main part. Its main part is a huge energy being that inhabits that particular place. That means that positive energy is the source of the bubbles in the sky. Quantum insertion portals occur when the light begins to clear a part of the quantum anomaly, and when enough of those portals open, bubbles of the sky can begin to appear. And we need to anchor that energy because it will not anchor itself. It will be there, but we need to use it in a positive way. The whole universe will ascend into a giant rainbow ball of oneness at the end of the next cosmic cycle. It means that all aspects of the universe will be connected to each other and integrated into one. Spirit and matter will be integrated. All individual beings will be connected to each other and to everything else. So it will be just one big interconnected creation without separation. This will be the next cosmic cycle millions of years from now. It will be a completely different creation. The well. According to Cobra, the pit would be the last bastion of the dark forces. This pit is a very powerful stronghold, and when it is removed, it would be a major breakthrough that would collapse the cliques rule on the surface of the planet. Last year, there was a major escalation between the Chimera Group and the Forces of Light on October 15th. The Chimera Group crossed a certain line that should not be crossed, and this triggered an immediate response from the Forces of Light. They took quite a strong risk, and there was a great deal of significant progress at that time. The Dark Forces were so shocked that they were unable to attack for quite some time. They needed some time to regroup, and they did attack, but weeks later. They didn't imagine that the Forces of Light would do something like this. The individuals of the Forces of Light who are working on the release had to clear their traumas and their situation to the point where they could match the Andromeda team, which is very brave and fearless. The stations of non-physical implants have not yet been cleared. The Pleiadians and other positive stellar civilizations do not worship a personified goddess, but the divine feminine essence that permeates the entire universe. The galactic central race has created a network of goddess temples on many planets that are part of the galactic society and of the galactic network of light. The cosmic core race will become more actively involved with planetary liberation since the activation of divine intervention, when they have encountered more obstacles than they expected. It is possible that the living beings ascending in the first collective wave will become students of the galactic or even cosmic core race. Speaking of cosmic evolution, the universe will gradually consume and transmute everything in the third and fourth dimensions, while only the fifth and beyond will continue to exist. This is planned for the end of the next cosmic cycle, billions of years from now. Those who are still holding the light are very brave and powerful beings, for there have been so many trials, so many challenges, and so many disappointments in the last few years, that those who are still holding the light are heroes of the new society and victory of light. Reset news. All that we are seeing is a pantomime to bring about a global financial restart according to Cat. The dates will always be a little fuzzy on this path. When the full reveal happens, we may be surprised to learn what happened and when, who is alive and who is dead, and who is an actor, a doppelganger, or a clone. Until the revelation, we have a general idea of what is happening. The future is glorious, miraculous, and amazing, and the best is yet to come, as we always say. According to Charlie Ward, we are seeing the collapse of the old system. China is the leader of the BRICS because of its largest population and gold holdings, followed by India, while Russia provides the oil. Russia rises as the country with the fourth largest international currency and gold reserves, despite sanctions. The leader is China for the 17th year in a row. Second place goes to Japan, while Switzerland ranks third in assets. Russian Orthodox Patriarch Cyril worked for the KGB in the 70s, according to the Swiss press. The gold-backed promissory note is expected to become operational, but would take 9 months to implement. There would be 2 or 3 months of transition, but when it is activated, it would not be in the public domain, but behind the scenes. We are seeing the collapse of physical systems. The UK has turned its back on digital currency and is going with silver. Now you can understand why the Davos Forum was in a panic. There is great progress even if it is not visible. Australia will remove the British monarch from its banknotes. Zimbabwe backs its currency with diamonds. Most of the BRICS countries use gold and precious metals, but the currency can be backed by oil and other tangible assets. We will all survive after the collapse and return to the original currency based on a system of hard, solid, real assets and a system of precious metals. Turkey plans to leave NATO and join the BRICS, and other countries want to do the same. A 7.8 magnitude earthquake shook southern Turkey. There is an earthquake war on the dark side to control Middle East oil by using tectonic weapons. First, they want a fake alien invasion, and then real benevolent contact would follow. A spy balloon shot down. In a puff of smoke, The spy balloon was hit, and then, a second later, the wake of the fighter jet flew past and deflated balloon as it fell into the ocean. It was said that the Chinese spy balloons on Saturday were actually electromagnetic pulse weapons being tested. However, the White Hats have taken charge of the situation. White Hat officers detained after failing polygraphs. General Eric M. Smith on Friday ordered the detention of 2 White Hat officers after learning that they had failed 2 consecutive polygraphs meant to determine whether they were constitutionalists or not. Helicopters conducting urban warfare drills in San Diego on February 4th night. Opinions. According to Dalbum, people are sitting on the edge of their seat waiting for when they can switch the new notes and access their QFS account. All financial institutions should be on the same level for exchanges, and there should be no obstacles. Dr. Catastrophe predicts bipolar global monetary system. A bipolar monetary system may emerge in the world to replace the dominance of the dollar, writes economist Nouriel Roubini, known as Dr. Catastrophe, for his prediction of the 2008 financial crisis in his piece for the Financial Times published on Sunday. Puffner said, "We are aware of your growing concern that not enough is being done to hold the unkindest people accountable, and that White Hats cannot contain it. All sorts of subtle fears are grabbing your attention. Stop. Pay attention. This has been a very long mission. Much will be rebuilt in time. The tip of the iceberg is showing, and the people who can make a difference are making their connections. There are many who know and many more who are waking up. The goods to stop a major earthquake in financial circles are being handled at this time. Don't be in a hurry to buy anything. Just pay attention. The fear-mongering is becoming intense and heavy at this time. Stay away from it. Keep the focus that good things are happening. Use the mantra often. This to help us." Thup says financial changes are difficult and rapid now, as different settlement companies compete for position and recognition. Central bank digital currencies are currently leveling the playing field through the demand for other global currencies to be used in addition to the dollar. This is creating a domino effect on the value of the dollar. There is a shift in the global economy towards using its own currencies backed by real assets. February will be a month of establishing currency values around the world. As the digital economy begins to draw lines in the sand, the petrodollar is about to undergo major changes. This has already had an effect on the economy, creating inflationary prices. Consumer confidence is 70% and many have reduced their spending. This cumulative effect on goods and services is about to create a market shift to an asset-backed economy. Preparations are already underway for this wealth transition. It is time to fasten the golden button. When markets reach real values, everything else that has been done prior to this event will prepare us for what is about to happen. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.